Hello, Earth signs. Welcome to your weekly oracle messages. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of June, I'm offering a special called Inside Out, which is a reading that resembles a little bit of the Gemini season we are currently on, which is all about contrast and duality. So if you would like to know more info about that, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So Earth signs, the common energy you have here is this card, the dog, and I'm using Lenormand Oracle deck is for this week, which is an oracle that I really love. And so in common for you Earth signs, I do feel like friendships, loyalties, and a sense of companionship, a sense of support, and even a sense of following here a direction. It's strongly enhanced in some of your energy. It's like some of you are looking for a path that either you are already currently planning, exploring, or giving your first steps at. And this journey that it's being shown here for some of you Earth signs during this week in particularly may bring the best side of you. I feel like some of you during this week, even though some of you of course have some sense of challenge and some sense of stress associated with this move or this change that some of you are exploring, the newness of this venture, the newness of this idea, relationship, project, work, it's so infused with possibility, right? That hope, that I think that some of you are ready to embark in an adventure. Some of you are really seeking freedom as well. And during this week, this urge to be free from chains and problems and a lot of things that consume our energy is very strongly with you Earth signs. Some of you are finding the best times during this period of time as well when being when giving your hand to someone and allowing other to give the hand to you, which means that your support systems are really, really, really in focus here. Some of you might be called to help, to be there for a friend, or you might need to call a friend, to call someone to be with you, or to express some of your doubts, frustrations, or some of those ideas that are blooming. There's an energy of something blooming. It's like the initial stages of something that you're going to be involved with ahead. And it's like baby steps. And this is a very promising phase for some of you of exploration, of new things. Some of you are really as well during this week focused on finances, work, and success in general. Things you want to succeed at. Again, things that you want to put the best possible light into. Some of you are working hard, really working hard to get over yourselves or to take yourselves out of the way, which means that some of you, of course, Earth signs, are still dealing with limitations of your own mindsets and feelings that sometimes interfere in the flow of situations or in the hope of situations being the best. And so allowing yourselves to believe and dream and do things just for the fun of it, it's really important. Some of you are in need to have fun, are in need to do things just for the fun of it, and believe that ultimately also contributes to the quality of your work and the quality of anything in your life that requires your involvement. And for Taurus, I do feel like Taurus might be a little bit concerned with this new beginning some of them are exploring. Some of you might also be stressed or just it's really the energy that I feel for Taurus is more worry. It's like a lot of worry either about this new situation, or worry about a child or a youthful member in your life, because you do have the child energy here, and this is an energy that actually usually tends to be good, even when it's not about an actual child. It's about the inner child, and the child coming out to play and exploring the more of your naive and innocent, untainted traits that just sees life as this wonderful amusement park. It's like a sense of seeing so many things that are fun and interesting to do that you don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste opportunities. You just want to play. There's a very playful tone as well for some of you Taurus, but I don't think that you are submitting to this playful force easily, because you do have the mice, which means that some of you might feel like you're losing a child or losing a part of your inner child. And so again, waking up to the fact that if you don't take the most out of life, life will take the most out of you, which means that you will become I think that some of you have this notion of getting older and wasting life or wasting opportunities in life and not wanting that to happen to you. So there's a little bit of an age concept as well about your energy, Taurus, which means that either you are dealing with older people, reflecting some of their experiences and wisdom to you, seeing people like getting old and heavy and dark, and seeing something about that older concept that maybe makes you think about you and not wanting to live like that, not wanting to end up like that. I really think that some of you you putting behind the mice, because the mice is worry and stress and loss, and sometimes even deception and lies and bad energy, bad people. So I think that you, with the child here, is like leaving this hole of energy some of you let yourself be consumed by, in order to express yourself as well freely, or in a way that, with a style that it's much more open. I think that some of you are also, with the letter here, you're being called to be more open in the way you receive experiences and you give of yourself. I feel like some of you during this week feel like an ease to communication that might even be surprising for some of you, but it could also be that some of you are just connecting better in terms of communication or in terms of expression. It could even be written expression. You're just feeling like you can flow with so many ideas because you have a fresh perspective with the child. I think that some of you have a fresh perspective. And for Taurus that are worried with an actual child, I think that communication is also the key. So it might be important to get the facts straight and really openly communicate about the situation with the child itself, or with someone that it can help you through communicating, see something about the situation that maybe some of you are not yet seeing. For Virgo, I do think that this week brings a strong opportunity for financial progress, and not only financial progress, I also feel like some of you might be moving or going somewhere, exploring a new home, making a trip with family, go visit a family member. It could also be, this is a house energy, and the house is all about family, the home, the physical home, but also the home inside of us, right? Our security zones, our internal selves, where we go to feel safe and nurtured and sheltered. So I feel like, though, some of you, you're leaving the nest, which means that some of you Virgos are really tempted to leave the comfort zone in order to explore something else, because you do have the ship. So some of you might leave the home to travel during this week, to go somewhere far or just distant from your usual routines. And this might be a welcoming break for some of you. I feel like some of you really need to move, to get things moving physically, to also positively affect other areas of life, like money, which is the fish. So there's a lot of progress for some of you in movement, and I think that some of you might be afraid to do this move, but especially if you're not going alone, whatever this change of scenario is, I think that some of you are really going to feel like you are finding home in a different place. For Virgos, this is not about the actual home. It could be that you will just feel at home in a different way, or in a different location, in a different style than the usual concept of home, and you know, the sense where you go to intimately, you know, be your free self. I think that you're going to go somewhere that feels like home. So it could be that you are visiting again a family member or a friend or someone that gives you that feeling, that provides that feeling. Or it could be that for others of you, you are being invited to professionally advance in a way, or you're finding, due to financial and professional reasons during this week, you might need to travel, right? You might need to go somewhere else to do something else related to work and finances. But it could also be that others of you, you know, you're considering a change of job that could even involve a change of home. So I think that Virgos are really considering big time change during this week, and presented with something that leads them to an unexplored journey of change of life paradigm. I think that some of you are about to change as well your lifestyle and how things have been, because the house energy is how things have been. It's the old, but the ship is the new, right? It's in a different direction, is departure, is going away, exploring, positive progress. And the fish, money, finances, business, but also soul connection. So definitely a lot of growth in allowing things to progress. So I feel like the thing about Virgo here is to not allow themselves to be so attached, right, to that nest, whatever that nest is. It could be a physical situation, but it could also be, of course, your emotional attachments that are getting in the way of you exploring what's out there. I think that some of you are also really desiring to travel, to see beyond what you have known so far. For Capricorn women in particular, because you do have the Lady card here, for Capricorn women, I really feel like there's this happy, successful, joyful, optimistic version of you arising during this period of time. I think that some of you are going to make sudden, quick, wit, kind of have a wit response to something that, even though it's like abrupt, or it might feel like sudden, a sudden change that makes you happy, that makes you feel empowered, right, by that decision process, and that allows you to be much more as well in control of something you're desiring to have control over. And the sun, which is one of the other energies you have here, is about joy, creativity, success, things being out there in a clear way, radiant, right, the glow, the heat, passion. So some of you Capricorns, women or men, are very passionate as well during this time, so much that sometimes this passion might feel like aggressive, like there's this aggressive vibration about how this passionate this passionate thing is consuming you, right? Some of you, there might be as well passive aggressive forces here. So for Capricorn that have been in a too much passive energy, you might be impelled to be more on the aggressive side during this week, or vice versa. For Capricorns that have been too pushy or too aggressive, you're being called to maybe take a step back and reflect upon the way you have been trying to exercise your power and influence. Because I also feel like Capricorn energy here have a lot of power, but what you're doing with that power counts a lot. For Capricorn men, you might be dealing with, you know, a passionate link between you and another person, most likely a feminine figure in your life. But this passionate link is not stable, and there's this sharp tone about it, where there might be discussions, there might be a cut that is made in the relationship, or thoughts about separating. from this person, but I'm feeling like communication wise there might be some, you know, it's like kicks with words and saying things that might be a little bit aggressive or hurtful even. So really watch the way you are using your power, for both of you, male and female energies, because it really has a way to define ultimately the results of what this partnership is going to become. I do feel like, again, for, as I said, for the three of you with the dog energy, people are very important for you during this week. And of course, not all of them are going to be just for the best reasons. Some of it is because there are relationships that you are as well being called to reflect upon, right? The dynamic involved in it, and if it's something that is working or not, and if it's something that maybe needs to be, situations that need to be talked about, addressed, so the friendship or the relationship of whatever the status is can survive and even find, you know, ultimately the happy, right, atmosphere. You want the relationship to be about the personality of the relationship itself. Now the thing is that I feel is like Capricorns are dealing with, on both them, their energy and the energy of others, there's power clashes because both have very strong personalities. I feel like some of you are involved with people that, just like you, have a very, 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 very powerful personality. People that have strong convictions, strong ideas, and maybe even strong egos. And so power struggles are here definitely a possibility. But it's a mixture of, some of you are involved in hate-love relationship dynamics as well, where there's a lot of things, again, that you are attracted by others and as well repulsed. So I hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon. And again, if you'd like a personal reading, just email me.